if you like what I do, if you like my videos, if you like what's going on, hey, check out my website. You can check out all the book stuff like that I put on there. You can check out stuff from Daejon Publishing. You can check out my first book, Mizuki Lineage of the Dragon. Alright, you can read the prologue and first 2 chapters for free. And also, if you check it out now, I believe you can also look at all the art and everything. So keep an eye out for that. Also, please buy the Kindle and check out my latest video on House Party. I have a whole series on that if you like gaming. But until then, enjoy the rest of the video. So, Castlevania. What can I say about this wonderful show that most likely took me and the entire internet like by storm? Didn't break the internet, but it did do something in which that I wish that most other mediums would specifically do whenever you take a video game series and bring it to a different medium. And it's just respect the source material, because Castlevania, for what it is Castlevania 3 mixtape, kind of moving over a little bit into Curse of Darkness. So again, it works really well in terms of taking these 2 stories and then adding its own flair to it and making it feel like a full-on 1, 2, 3 first act, second act, third act story, which kind of goes from season to season and gets interesting the more you watch it. I mean, like, there hasn't really been a dull moment like in the series yet. I mean, there have been a lot of anger-inducing moments, which I do specifically appreciate, but again, Castlevania has been doing a lot in terms of keeping me interested. Now, the big news about Castlevania is that season 4 is on the way. It's gonna come out May 13th. Like, May 13th is supposed to come out, and it is going to be something spectacular, because season 1 and 2, of course, were getting the heroes to defeat Dracula, obviously. And in the midst of season 2, you know, say, like, when them introducing Isaac and Hector, they were also kind of slowly planting the seeds to kind of mix in the Curse of Darkness story in this case, you know, like Isaac and Hector fighting and everything of that. Now, there's a thing about this series in which I do like, and is that they didn't explicitly copy Curse of Darkness, but what they did do was that they actually took these characters and took their stories and twisted it in a way to where that it's actually still very interesting, because again, you have the combat side, which is Trevor, Sypha, and Alucard, but then on the other side, you have Isaac and Hector, who, well, Hector still kind of hurts me, because in the games, he's as strong as Trevor, but in the show, he's not, and, you know, he's a bit more passive, and a bit more, you know, to himself, and doesn't want to be too much of a burden, which again, I can respect, but it just hurts to see him be treated in such a manner, like, and everything. But that's neither here nor there. But again, Netflix did go on to post on their Twitter of saying, this is where it all started. The final season arrives May 13th. So yeah, a lot of fans were actually happy that Castlevania was around, but at the same time, it was like, well, now it's the final season. It kind of hurts, because, you know, the season's going away. Or at least, like, this wonderful series in which that, you know, which again, that like they've been putting a lot of respect into, is slowly ending. So it's kind of been hurting a few people, and believe me, I know the pain. To the point, I believe the director of the series, Samuel Dietz, responded to the article released by Deadline as an outlet. That say like that the story of Castlevania 4 was far from finished, and might return with a brand new group of vampire slayers, which might be pulled from the long history of the video game franchise. So honestly, that is a bit hopeful, because again, you know, like, I will give them this. I will look over the Grant thing, because again, Grant was actually supposed to be in this game, but I mean, like, in this story, because you do actually have 4 protagonists of Castlevania 3. Not to say like it's not Alucard, it's not Trevor, Alucard, and Sypha. You're also kind of missing Grant, but I'll overlook that. But again, if this could grow into a thing, which I kind of retract my statements from earlier, is the fact that if you could specifically like continue this story with other people like from the Castlevania series, which again, let's be fair, if you go with Lament of Innocence's story, that's actually the story before Dracula became Dracula, and he was known as Matthias. And of course, if we know Dracula, he's, you know, a man who loves his wife, which again, his wife died then, and that kind of led him to becoming kind of like controlling things and becoming Dracula in the first place. You know, speaking of which, death doesn't actually show up in this either, so that is a bit interesting. But still, you know, I would say like it would be nice to actually kind of at the very least see a animated version of, you know, with Soma Cruz and everything, or at the very least, you know, we get to see Julius Belmont. We actually get to see them actually, like, you know, seal away Dracula. Better yet, can he even be resurrected like in the storyline? So there's a lot that goes into it that I actually am very interested to see. But for now, season 4 of Castlevania is coming out May 13th. This is gonna be the end. I mean, like, they already ended the Castlevania 3 storyline, like in season 2. So that's already done. Now they're doing the Curse of Darkness stuff, so with a twist on it. So as far as I know, hey, I hate to see it go, but hopefully we get better stuff in the future. I'll see you guys on the next Jongravesshow Show. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.
Человек